Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to an orientation session. It's been quite a long time since we've come with live training and a project agenda in IT Learn. But glad to be here and I hope the same with you all. Here's a quick agenda team of what we plan to do today. I want to keep this as more of helping you understand what we do at IT Learn and how things are going to shape up in terms of training, project, placements, and support. So we will talk about this team, and I will also talk about what specific trainings that we are launching and when, starting from July 8th. And then you would have sufficient time to be able to work through the enrollments and so on. So as of now, please note that we took out the membership enrollment for the last couple of years since we have not been actively doing or updating our training content. But hopefully from now on, we'll see a lot of change in our participation from especially my end towards this. All right, team. So there are a few poll questions. I'll definitely get to them, but let's get started. So primarily team, I'm not sure if most of you are aware of ITL, but we started in 2007 and 8 in that time frame. And basically our whole focus was to teach what we or what I have been working on at my end. And the one tool that it started with was HP or Windrunner before that, and then the HPQTP that you see. And then we upgraded to Selenium, started adding a lot of coding classes in Java, C#, Python, and went about adding about 50 plus overall courses team. And today we are able to keep that as a membership site. And we apologize for the content being down for a few months recently. The lifetime access are the only members who continue to have the access, and they would basically be able to watch through all the video content that is available. But for live, we'll need to see for an upgrade. So the membership program is now something that we build rather than pay per course. You pay for all. So the reason we kept this team, it was very simple. When I started my learning, I knew that within the world of IT, there's not that I would survive with a single technology. So it does have to go pretty deep into various aspects and also upcoming new ones. So if I have to keep hunting new sources for my learning, that doesn't help me. And that is where you come in as a member, accessing most of the content that's available, divided into a few segments. And I think most of you have been to the website itlearn.com. It will redirect you to a Teachable. You can start with a free level membership and go from there. The intent team is where we were strong at was our ability to teach complex things and make them very simple, easy to learn, and the overall quality of content. Where we wanted to really improve was being able to do better support for the members, being able to provide more placements actively, because a lot of focus went totally into training and projects rather than individually looking at people and seeing how we can take and help them in their career. So these are the areas that we would love to improve. Team. I'll do a quick introduction about myself, team. Wouldn't spend too much time here, but I am a computer science engineer. I've spent almost about 25 years in the IT field. My first job right out of my campus was I worked in a product development as an engineer for about 2-3 years, and then very quickly migrated into sales, account management for large IT orgs. And I came to the US in 2005 as a BRM, and 2007 and 8, around that time is when I accidentally stepped onto QTP and created what we today call as a keyword-driven framework, one of the first keyword-driven frameworks, and published it. So it's been very interesting where I switched my career from more on the leadership and management towards quality engineering. And from 2009, 10, for the last 15 years, I've been actively spending time there. Last couple of years have been something that I've gone back to the industry to learn and understand what is really happening, what directions organizations are taking. I currently work as an enterprise architect for a large insurance organization in the US. And I get to experience a lot of things from not only my job, but primarily a lot of research. And all that is happening, team, because of the world of AI. I definitely want to talk about this a little bit. And I also want to talk about the reason we are able to come back with this training. This one, let me come back to you at the end because it'll take a little bit of brainstorming for us. But at a high level team, I at least want to talk about what the trainings are planned, what projects will be working, so you get the perspective. I'm planning 2 trainings, team. One will be totally on QE. We'll look at some latest in test automation. We will take 2 to 3 projects, I would say smaller sized one, and uh, learn a few tools in for automation. So this is going to be very interesting, especially for people who come from the quality engineering and test automation background. There is a significant link between what we have done in the world of test automation and what you would see coming slowly in the world of artificial intelligence. So here we will definitely come up with 3 levels of program. We need to understand that AI is still developing. It is still something that organizations are trying to adapt and adopt. They are working on all the risk assessments that can happen through the scale of what AI can bring to the human world. But eventually there will be a lot of impact that you will see happening eventually in smaller areas to larger, across, deeper, everywhere, what an organization does. So for you to be able to understand and get into, you need to spend some time. The quality engineering by itself, I would say we can finish this within 5 to 6 weeks. This should not take too long for us. But I want to make sure that it's not just test automation. We also look at CI/CD pipelines and how the overall cycle works for us within the quality engineering. For the AI, I would say anywhere between 3 to 4 months overall to finish all these levels. But when I start with level 1, we go straight with using Python and looking at its ability to do AI. In level 2, where we want to look at AI within quality engineering using Python. There's a very specific reason that I'm starting to talk more about Python compared to Java, which I've used both very significantly, team. C# I wouldn't say so much as Java or Python. But the primary reason why I'm evaluating this is it's easy to learn, to write. There are a lot of available uh, modules that are coming pre-built and will continue to come that will help us to leverage um, significant data side of processing, analysis, and so on. The future that I'm seeing a lot is these bots and small what we call as microbots or Turing bots, which would do this job. So what we're doing in Python, you can absolutely do it the same in Java, but I believe our journey would be a little bit more smooth sooner. So the level 2 becomes very key, team. How do we apply AI within Python? What can we, within quality engineering, what are the areas that we can truly provide these efficiencies into? Level 3 would be where, sorry, let me put my, level 3 would be where you would notice, team, that how AI is used for advanced um, organization or industry level automation. So we're talking about learning AI in small pockets, doing simple tasks in level 1. We're talking about building a very advanced AI solution that will help in certain areas of quality engineering. And we will talk about various aspects in modules team, which right from LLM and so on, where what is the industry taking on. So the level 1 and level 2 that we are looking at would be very standard as a content. I don't see this content will change for the next 2-3 years. So that is something we will target with the beginning, and that is where I believe all of us can easily make progress. The level 3 is where I believe, depending on your continued exposure, your continued involvement in a real project or with us, over a period of time you can develop. And you could do the first two in about a month and a half or two. I would say about two, but the second one, give it its own time. Don't be in a rush to finish your level 3. All right, so these are definitely the two trainings, team. Within quality engineering, there will be a few tools that we will go through. Our current existing content on ITL platform has a lot of courses. So while we are going through this, I will refer to a few that you might have to watch as videos and be more prepared. So I'm trying to do this trainings in parallel. So if I'm able to do something like 5 to 6 and 6 to 7 p.m. Pacific, that will be great. That's the intent, depending on the audience size. Okay, 5 to 6 and 6 to 7 Pacific time, Monday to Friday, two trainings a day. So for you specifically, team, you can choose one or both, doesn't matter, but I will repeat this so you can come back to attend it within your typical yearly membership. So, and I've seen a lot of times, team, anytime people are learning new tools, new things, the first time is like you're getting introduced, you're getting warmed up, you play around a little. The second time it gets really synced into our system. We start experiencing it, start facing real challenges, and slowly start expertising it. And that is where I see at least anything that we learn, it give yourself, don't expect for us to master it in one run of the entire program. Repeat it once more, repeat it 3 times if needed. You will definitely master it. And that applies to anyone, irrespective of our intelligence level. The reason being, you still need to spend time. Spending time on what we learn is important. That is what will really kick us in. So project work, team, very simple. We've been doing this project work all hands on, where a project is scoped out and you're given out specific tasks, and we look at how we complete with challenges that you face. So this will be something that will go very handy for your CV and referrals for jobs. And we do not try and do something that is a mock project or a fake project, team. These are, so when I'm starting a training, I already have a project in mind, at least one project. So we will specifically be building something together. So this will be very real time for us, and it will be ongoing. So this project might go on for the next 1.5, 2 years. So you can continue to participate in it on and off. So I've seen people spend some time with us on the training project. They get into placements and they get placed into the industry. They start their work. So they don't really get a chance to finish the project, but they kind of, whenever they get a chance, they come back for the next couple of months, attend one of the projects, not really stress themselves through the project, but make sure that at least they participate. With that participation, they're able to enhance their skill, their confidence, and keep abrupt with the needed skills. So a quick check. Anyone? Any questions so far? Let's see. I don't see any. This will be something. Okay. So what the project will be doing? It's an AI-based LCNC test automation framework. So basically, whatever we're learning in our training is exactly what we're applying to build this. And you would understand how organizations may build their own custom solutions similar to this, or a futuristic product will come with such a capability which will do it. At the moment, in the world of quality engineering, I in fact interact with a lot of product companies and vendors to evaluate the solutions to see if they are applicable to bring it into our workspace. And almost every organization who has a testing solution product or automation are doing something or the other within artificial intelligence and machine learning. But are they proven? Are they all solidified? Do we have one clear true winner at the moment? No, not yet. So this is still something that is evolving. But I believe a true top three players should arrive in the next 6 to 12 months. And these are product-based solutions that come prefabricated, but with enough potential to customize it at our client's end, and maybe even with source code being given. So we'll work on this team, and this is where we may have to either then cut it to 1 hour training and 1 hour place project work. We will start this 2 weeks after training starts. Okay, placements. The team, I'm not going to talk too much about placements, but I just want to say that let's put more effort towards this. I'm not sure how many of you are in the job market or recently or have been facing challenges, but let me ask a question in the poll and then your current occupation. Yes, why not? So team, I think you can see it on the screen, but let me read it out as well. So what are you currently doing? Are you working in test automation, working in something that is other than automation and testing within IT, non-IT, working in AI, or not working currently? But if you have been in the job market, team, please note there is a lot of competition. And to put it in very blunt words, there's a supply and demand issue. Thanks for the polls, team. I'm getting those. I'll mostly share it in here or later with you. But just for my perspective to know. So for us to be able to get interview calls is getting tougher. There are too many applicants. There are very few jobs really opening up. People are still saying, should we invest into people or should we invest into what would I say, technology and this AI kind of bots that will do the people's job. So they're not going in aggressive people hiring anymore, teams. So they're being cautious. They're not doing aggressive product onboarding with all these capabilities or people onboarding. So there's a very watchful situation. And that is where, unless we have the right skills, the exposure, and experience, project work makes your CV stand out. And once we get into an interview, at least the situations will get different. But what is it that we need to build? CV for 2024 is not will be different. What you'll retain from your old skill sets, what you'll add as new skill sets into it will absolutely decide it. And the easiest way, team, is, and the reason I'm doing this is to follow a program. When you're in a program, you have a schedule, you have a discipline of going through it. Even if you miss a session, you can go back, you can repeat them. But if we sit to try and do it in our own self, it's a lot more effort, a lot more navigation, search, playing around. So that is where I think a program will help you to fine tune this. So keep your intent very clear, team. If your role actively or your intent actively is to find better career opportunities, let me close this poll, team. Thank you for the vote. If it is for the better opportunity, focus to build a much better profile. That is the only way we're going to get um, some significant difference within what we do. All right. So, team, like I said, support on how things were happening. Earlier, I had a larger team who was supporting me, and they were based out of India. I have no more staff members at the moment because last 2-3 years I've not at all been actively doing any trainings, team. So now I need to look at why how we can support. Email, I this is something that even I have not been checking on for a long time. So hopefully you should get any response within 2 to 3 business days, team. Wouldn't be longer. We'll try our best to respond and help you in the same day, but otherwise 2 to 3 business days we should be able to resolve. You can always put a comment on itlearn.com for issues on any specific on access or videos itself. I've since I've provided a few 3 weeks, 4 weeks free access to some of the members, I've got a few emails saying they were unable to watch a few content. So we're trying to make a list of few of those playlists that are not functional and see how we can fix it, team. Apart from that, I don't have a phone support as of now, but if things increase in terms of your need to be speaking with me, I will provide soon a number. The old number, team, I get too many calls every day without anything. It's just spam on it, so it gets a little tricky. But I'll put in a number that I can specifically use, so you can call me even if it is based out of a different country. I can try and see if I can have something like a WhatsApp or other messenger for easy thing. For enrollments, team, wait till around 5th of July. I'll come up with the membership programs and financials of it. And if any of you, team, I've always tried to encourage education over this. If you have a genuine need, reach out. We'll best figure what we can do. So that's primarily what it is, team, in terms of what I wanted to cover overall. I don't know how much time we have, about 30 minutes. We did about 25 minutes so far. I don't want to keep it too long, but I definitely wanted to speak on the world of AIT. And it's a, it's a very big topic that I wanted to explain to you all. Let me see if I can schedule or do this as another session, because 30 minutes for one video is long enough. You've got plenty that you've heard already today. Yeah, the 3 things that become very critical, team, and this is where I will focus on, is three components or AI. So, and then there's the component of automation and there's a component of analytics. These three primarily are your driving blocks, team. So AI, but by itself may not be a very human usable unless there is a significant amount of automation that we've performed that helps the overall achievement of AI and provides analytics. It is not giving me uh, raw data that I have to digest. It will give me intelligent information that will help me make decisions. And that is how we can automate cycles of things where human interventions between a process will get limited. And the easiest way to look at what AI can do is look at robotics or automation, industrial level automations. Look at car manufacturing or phone manufacturers, or any. In fact, in today's world, you can also see there's so much technology being used and automation being used in farming, in agriculture. All of this team, at the end of it, is creating something that is running independent of a human, and the human effort has been eliminated. The best way, I believe, as we encounter further into these three things, is how do we look at and anything that we build or anything that we do uh, under three parameters teams: efficiency, reusability, and accuracy. I always said this, like ERA being a very important judging or RO, return on investment analysis tool for us, where anything that you do, unless it is efficient, it uses lesser resources, time, cost, and human effort, then we so know that, oh, it's much more efficient. And where you build this one-time team, they're like as simple as small bots, few lines of code which will do our work, all the way to the entire industrial level automation and so on. But the whole thing of reusability becomes important. If we are not reusing, there's no return on our investment. We invested so much in building it once, so build once, reuse multiple times. And our trust and confidence on any application tool will depend on its accuracy. If I can rely that what I get from what we build is accurate, then I would have the confidence to continue to use, promote, and adapt on it. Otherwise, it'll absolutely fall flat on its face. So to a large extent, if we want to learn AI, you also have to learn automation. You also need to be aware of how analytics can be built or worked on. So the advantage that I have seen with test automation engineers, SDETs, QE can easily transition. The basic building blocks are already in place, team, for us. Once we have this, plugging it towards AI or analytics will become much easier. And automation, they're both dependent or independent, where things are running by themselves. So for us to be able to execute the skill of automation is very critical, and that is what I believe large part of my audience has, because we focused a lot on test automation, coding, everything related with quality engineering since 2008. So that will be the focus team, and there are solutions and tools that are coming to the market. Definitely want to talk about those as well. But from an orientation and presentation, I think we're good for the day. Would love to take any questions. You can always reach out to me offline also, team, to do better. Let me ask a couple of more poll questions and then we should be good. Yeah, maybe more. Okay, yes. Here's the question, team. So what is your perspective when you're looking at the market? Will AI be more complicated and tougher than QA, automation, or coding? Let me launch this. assuming and looking at the earlier poll, I see that most of you are either working in QA or in IT or already trained. So you're already trained, you've learned, you went through the process of from being a manual tester to automation engineer or an SDET. So will our effort be more for uh, now to learn AI as an advanced thing? If you go more and more advanced into level 3 onwards team, I definitely believe yes. But otherwise, it should not be a challenge. But it's interesting to say I've got 33% equal votes everywhere. Uh, I'll just share this. I don't know if you all can see it. All right, thanks on that poll team. I have one more last one. This I should have asked more in the beginning. In terms of are we currently, how are we doing on AI? I mean, individually, are you trained, prepared well, have done something like boot camp or corporate trainings that got you, or just minimal knowledge, just being touching upon a few aspects and so on, or yet to start? But once you start team, I think it'll be interesting. And what I really don't want people to get into is in the madness of looking at these multiple tools. For example, I've never seen ChatGPT in its operations, though I've gone to OpenAI just to see what is happening overall. There's a lot that is going on um, within these worlds by itself, team. So do not get over excited or worried by looking at what is happening on various project fronts. We should be fine there. Perfect. So team, thank you all for joining. July 8th is when I'm planning to kick off with these trainings. I don't know if it will be the same link or new link. I will share that to you over the email. But meanwhile, please, you're welcome to log into itlearn.com and start checking out things, team. So what you will see is once we start doing the videos for this ongoing in the project, I'll start updating them within the folders out here. All right, thanks all. I'll see you back. And like I mentioned, I definitely want you to maybe watch a few videos before we come back, so we can do that when I send you an email with those details. Thank you, everyone. Bye then. Have a good one.